Introducing the all-new Corolla.
The courtroom was packed this morning for the appeal filed on the tax refund trust account. Supreme Court Justices Robert Torres and Philip Carbolito issued a scheduling order on the case and set a hearing for arguments to be made on April 16th. Committee on Finance Chairman Senator Ben Pangilinan was pleased with the outcome.
Number one, of course, is that indicative today is that the court agrees that there's an urgency in this matter. That's one of the conditions for them accepting a declaratory judgment motion. That these are urgent and that these questions need to be answered.
Senator Pangilinan for years has been calling attention to the refund reserve account, alleging that the administration has not been setting aside funds for tax refund payments. Now he says his suspicions have been confirmed after he obtained records through a Freedom of Information Act, which is what prompted him to seek the declaratory judgment against the governor. The senator says he has financial records that prove the Department of Administration has been withdrawing funds out of the reserve account for purposes other than to pay tax refunds.
That law's in place, but they've refused to follow it, refused to give us access. We finally FOIA'd the bank records, and that's when we started receiving them.
But the administration says Senator Pangilinan misinterpreted the financial statements. In fact, the governor's chief policy advisor, Arthur Clark, says the legislature is to blame for how the funds are being handled.
Well, the reserve account, since its inception has never had adequate funding to accomplish the purpose of the statute. So, on one hand, the legislature put and this is not under the current administration, this is going back several administrations, but put prior administrations in a situation where they really could never fulfill the intent of this reserve account or of the statute. Again,
Clark also says that the legislature has the tendency to go above their revenue projections, and as a result, not enough funds get deposited into the appropriate accounts.
The reserve account in and of itself, to set it up with the purpose of paying tax refunds, is fine if the legislature will also not go over budget in their projections and not put the government in a situation where, if you appropriate $700 million, but you only got $600 million in revenues, you can't keep pointing to the fact that I appropriated the money. And I know that for political purposes, that comment is made all the time is, oh, I've appropriated money, therefore the money's supposed to be there. That's not the way it works.
We should ensure that the laws are followed. If the laws are in place, that will ensure the lockbox provision that we've attempted to put in place by the passage of the statute.
To fund all the appropriations made by the legislature and put the money into the reserve account. So as a result, what's had to happen is when the tax refunds were paid out, they had to be paid out by the general fund, not the reserve account.
The lawsuit was filed after passage of Resolution 312, which was introduced by Senator Pangilinan. While the senator acknowledges that refunds are being paid on time, by not doing it the way it should be done, the government could revert back to its old ways of not paying refunds in a timely manner.
Our ability to pay these refunds is greatly diminished if we put money in there and take it out, not for the purpose of the refunds. And that practice is happening now, and it must stop.
And so that in fact that that this reserve fund should have a balance of reimbursements owing to the general fund. And it's whether you put it in this account or this account or this account, we're one government, and it's the cash flow and the revenues are all coming from the exact same source. And so it's been an issue of money management because of the fact that the legislature set up an account, but they just didn't set up the mechanism to actually fund it.
The bottom line, though, is that tax refunds are...
Bottom line is tax refunds are current for the first time in 20 years.